everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
This is gonna be a story about my first date ever, aka the worst date I have ever been on and hopefully will ever be on. This is crucial context. I grew up a Jehovah's Witness, so I was not allowed to date in school, never had a boyfriend, never had a first kiss, none of that in school ever. So when I left the religion at 18, one of the first things I did was download a dating app because I just felt so behind. I felt like everyone had their first kiss. I felt like everyone was hooking up already. I felt behind. So I was like, I need to do this for me. I was in my empowerment stage. I was like, this needs to happen. So I download all the dating apps. I matched with this guy on Bumble. Oh God, just thinking back on it, it's like bringing up all these old feelings. This was 4 years ago, and I kind of trauma blocked half of this shit out, so bear with me here. I had very, very low self-esteem, so I was very intimidated by men. I didn't think men would ever like me. Never thought I would be able to have a boyfriend. Never thought anyone would ever love me. Whatever. All that to say is this is not someone that I would pick out in a line of men. He was like a gamer dude. If you're a gamer guy, this is food coloring. If you're a gamer guy, no shade to you, but just not my type personally. We're talking, this dude tries to mold me into his perfect gamer girlfriend. He makes me download Discord. I don't know anything about gaming, games, anything like that. I never heard of Discord, but he makes me download Discord. He shows me how to play League of Legends. So for about a month, we're just talking on Discord, getting to know each other, and our humor is there, but looking back, it's like, oh girl, you could have done so much better. Anyways, about a month into talking online, he's like, okay, we should meet up. I'm like, cool. So he's like, I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory. Oh, by the way, I was 18, this man, I'm pretty sure it was either 23 or 24 at the time. Keep that in mind. Looking back, oh, I wouldn't have done any of this, okay? Looking back, I'm such a different person right now, but at the time, the girl that I was then is not the girl that I am now. The girl that I was then, she was so desperate. Poor girl, she was so desperate for any male attention, for anybody to love her, for anything. Okay, I'm like, cool, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. The day of, I'm getting ready, I'm excited, I got my best little fit on, I'm doing my little makeup, and then I get a text from him that's like, hey, forgot to mention, my friend is coming from out of town, and he's staying with me, because it's his birthday. Would you mind if he, comes to Cheesecake with us, and eats with us? Little old me is like, you know what? Sure, your friend that I don't know you, but I'll definitely don't know your friend, can come with us on our first date, first time ever meeting, to Cheesecake Factory. Cool, type shit. He's like, awesome. Oh, and also, by the way, I used to suck his dick in college.
What?
Now I'm looking for the cameras, cause what? Wait, one more time, rewind. I used to suck his dick in college. Obviously, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't a good idea. Then he automatically is like, no, it's okay. It was a while ago, and we don't have feelings for each other. It was just a really hard time, and we were both stressed. We were both stressed, and it was platonic, and we just weren't getting any b****, so we sucked each other's one night. So little 18-year-old, very, very naive me is like, you know what? Okay, let's think about this. It was a while ago, he says they were stressed. He says they were stressed, that all they had was each other. Just two bros helping each other out. Right. So he was like, I totally understand if this is a turn off for you. I get it. but I just wanted to let you know, just so I could, like, have a good conscience going into this. I'm like, cool. You know what? Sure. To hell with it. You know what? Because we're just doing shit at this point. Sure. Again, I would never do this. 22-year-old me would never do this. But 18-year-old little me, she was like, you know what? I am gonna be okay with it just so I can go on this date. I just want to push myself. I want to go on a date, and that's literally all I wanted to do, is go on a date. So I went with it. I was like, okay, thank you for telling me. Let's still go on the date. He's like, cool, I'm gonna pick you up. I walk outside, I'm all excited. I'm like, yay, I'm going on my first date, you know, woo! He pulls up. I see a sedan with not one man, not two men, which is what I was kind of expecting if it was gonna be him and his friend. No, not two men, not three men, 4 men inside of this Toyota Camry, Honda Civic, whatever the f it was. 4 men come to pick me up for my first date with this dude that I found on Bumble. I open the door. I see him in the driver's seat, the friend that he's his dick. In the passenger, 2 men in the backseat. I'm like, hey, who are all these folks? And he's like, yo, like, here's my friends. They all came to see my other friend that I sucked his dick in college that I just told you about 30 minutes before our date. They all came to see him for his birthday, and we're all gonna go to dinner together. What? I'm sorry, what? 22-year-old JL wouldn't do this, but 18-year-old JL got in the car still. I wish I could time travel and slap myself across the head, because what are you doing? But I get in the car with 4 random men. Multiple times in the story, I could have been harmed. I could have been greatly harmed, but it happened. It's in the past, so that's why I'm telling you guys this. I get in the car. Now, there's a Cheesecake Factory about 20 minutes from me. So, I'm under the impression that's the one we're going to. So, this man gets on the highway. He's driving. He's driving. He's driving. He's driving. And he keeps driving. I'm like, alright, where the f*** are we going? Because Cheesecake Factory was about 3 exits ago. He's like, oh yeah, so we're actually going to go to the one close to my house. I'm like, close to where's your house? He says, oh, Kennesaw. Kennesaw? For those who don't know, I live in Atlanta. Kennesaw is about an hour away from Atlanta. So I'm like, oh, cool. So I'm in a car with 4 fully grown men driving about an hour away from my house to go to Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We're all caught up. All right, we finally get to Cheesecake Factory. It takes a second for us to be seated. Oh no, wait, I forgot about this. Oh my god. We pull up to Cheesecake Factory. Everyone gets out the car. I officially like shake everyone's hands. It's so awkward and weird thinking about it. And then I hug him, and then it's like weird. And then the trunk starts opening. I look. Another man crawls out the trunk. They're all laughing. They're like, oh my god, dude, I can't believe you survived. I'm like, what the fuck? 5 men. 5 men. With me at Cheesecake Factory on a first date. We enter the Cheesecake Factory. It takes us a while to get seated because there's 6 of us. It's not even a date anymore. It's just a birthday party, and I'm just some random girl that is there too. I order a pasta. He ordered a juicy steak. Remember that for later. It's me, him, his friends over here. It's so awkward because they're talking about games and shit I don't know about, and college. Apparently they all went to college together, and I'm just sitting there and I'm just trying to have some sort of interaction with the man I'm on a date with. There's a family behind us. There's a family behind us, and there's a little baby. I start doing this to the little baby because I'm like, I don't want to talk to these people. I don't know any of you, and I want to go home. I'm talking to the little baby. I'm like, hey, little baby, hey, little baby. The baby's laughing. My date looks back, sees I'm talking to the little baby. He's like, oh, that's so cute. I love a woman with maternal instincts. You would make such a good mother for my children. I don't think so. What? At this point, my face is sun-dried tomato red. I want to go home more than anything in the world. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just, I couldn't even tell you my thought process at the time, because like me right now would never do any of this. I don't know what was going on in that little girl's brain, but I stayed there. The check comes out. He's like, oh, let's split it. Didn't pay for my food. So I'm like, cool. I finally get to go home. He's like, actually, let's go back to my house, guys, so we could pregame. Pregame what? My bad, I forgot this is actually your bestie's birthday celebration and you don't give a fuck about me. Right, so we go back to his house. I'm in this random man's house. I meet his lesbian mom. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, does it? Anyway, yeah, they're drinking. I've never had an alcoholic beverage before. I'm 18 years old. I've been a Jehovah's Witness my entire life. I don't know what's going on. I'm sitting on the couch while they're pre-gaming. He tries to like start conversation with me a little bit. I'm on my phone scrolling. I'm looking at Ubers because at this point, like, I don't even need a ride home. I want to go home. But I'm looking at Ubers and it's rush hour and I'm an hour away from my house. So the Uber is costing $75 to $80. I am 18. I don't think I had I had a very low paying job at that time. I could not afford to pay $80 to go back home. So I'm literally stuck at this random man's house. I think he saw like how uncomfortable I was. So he was like, hey, why don't we like go out on a walk? There's a trail outside my house. I'm like, you know what? Sure, fuck it. Sure. I don't have anything to lose at this point. Fuck it. So we go. At this point, the sun is starting to set a little bit. So I'm like, you know what? Like, honestly, like, I would rather just go home. I don't really want to be like out walking with some random man. And he's like, no, it's okay, I understand. Bro pulls out a pocket knife and hands it to me. He's like, here, take this. If you ever feel uncomfortable, you can just whip it out. He was a very tall man. Definitely 2 times my body weight. And he gives me this puny ass little pocket knife. Looking back, I'm like, bro, that wouldn't have done shit. If this man actually wanted to harm me, that wouldn't have done shit. But my stupid ass took the pocket knife and wandered into this trail with this random man. We're walking, we're talking. He tries to hold my hand. I'm like, I don't want to hold your hand. I'm telling him all this shit about like my shit that I got going on. He's talking about his shit that he's got going on. And he's just all around a weirdo. Bro tells me he has a breeding kink. I don't know what that is because I'm naive. I'm like, all right, don't know what that means. So he's telling me about it while we're in the dark in the middle of the forest in this walking trail. I'm like, oh, I fucked up. I shouldn't be here right now. This is a bad decision. So I'm like, you know what? I have to go home. I just cut him off. I was like, I have to go home. He's like, oh, all right, okay, I'll walk you back. We turn around and he's like, wait, before that, let me just, and then he swoops in, holds my face like this, and starts starts shoving his tongue in my mouth. That was my first kiss, by the way. And you know what? Because he just had a juicy steak from Cheesecake Factory, it tasted like steak. It tasted like steak and garlic and onions and tongue and gross. And I remember pulling back and spitting because I'm like, ew! It's so awkward at this point. I'm like, take me home. We get out the trail. We're back in his house at this point. And I'm like, okay, can you, please drive me home? And he's like, yeah, I can in a second. Let me just, like, have some fun with my buddies. You know, he came all the way from out of town. He's here, and all of our friends are here. I'm like, you know, it's all right. I'm gonna just call an Uber. At this point, the Uber's a little lower. It's about $50. So I call myself a $50 Uber 1 hour away from my house. I get in that Uber and I never look back. I pay for the Uber, by the way. Naturally. I naturally pay for the Uber. And that was the weirdest date I have ever been on. There's so much other shit that I blocked out of my memory. Like, he had this weird relationship. Like, he had this weird, like, thing. Like, he was like, oh, can you wear overalls? Because I have this picture of my mom and these overalls, and I just love the way she looks in them. He had weird shit going on up there. He was not... It makes me want to throw up just thinking about it. Looking back, it honestly just makes me so sad that, like, the girl I was then, like, was so desperate to find love and so desperate to, like, be normal and, like, do normal shit that I thought this was my best option. And that's honestly what makes me the saddest. And it also freaks me out thinking, like, damn, I really could have died that night. If he wanted to harm me, he could have. He had multiple chances to. At the one point, there were 6 men. No, there were 5 men and 1 me. 18-year-old girl and, like, 22 to 24-year-old guys. I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? But also, what the fuck was he thinking? And it led to a whole bunch of other shit. Like, my dad ended up finding our messages, and he got really pissed at me. I mean, thinking back, it's like, obviously. But at the time, I was like, you don't understand. You don't understand me. It honestly caused a really big strain in our relationship. We're all good now, but at the time, it was rough. And then after I got home from that date, I broke down and cried. And then after that, I didn't go on another date until like 2 years from then, because I was so uncomfortable with men. I didn't even want to look at men. For a second there, I thought I was lesbian, because I was like, men don't even turn me on. Like, I'm not even attracted to looking at that shit, because that one man just fucking ruined it for me. But now I have a lovely boyfriend and I love him, so I guess everything worked out in the end. But yeah, that was the weirdest, disgusting, grossest, worst date that I've ever been on, and I would never do anything like that ever again. And I am so mad at myself for ever putting myself in that situation.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Hey, yo. I was like, okay, we got a good Jehovah Witness story jumping off, right? And then the story took a dynamic turn. You know what? Shout out to her name is J. Lee Sandwich. I think she want to go by Jelly Sandwich with J. Lee Sandwich. J. Lee Sandwich. Obviously biracial. Obviously have a black dad, because he was like, what the fuck I do? Look, man. We obviously have a disconnect in dating these days. So Jaylee, welcome to dating. Okay, she said this was years ago. She's 22 now. She was 18 at the time. or 23, 20, something like that. But this is so crazy that I be like, damn, was I that bad of a dater when I was a kid? But actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna say I was that bad of a dater, because I still took my girls out. The thing is, I was still hanging with the homies. So I would have my girl come through with all the homies. And my girl had a car. When I was 17, I had a car, but I didn't have a car. Once my car got taken away, I didn't have a car. And then, so I had my parents' car, but my girl, her mom bought her a car. So we was always in her car. And then I went to work. I bought me a car. You know, back in the day, we used to have car auctions. I don't even know if they still have. Like, car auctions back in the day, you could go get you a good something that'll run and get you where you need to be when you need to be for like $600, $1,000. Now, car auctions be like, you know, you spend $6,000, everybody pays $6,000. No, I'm not spending $6,000 on a car. Like, what the hell? Who do you think is buying this car? Like, we broke. Back in the day, you can buy a decent car just to do what you need to do for like $800, $1,000, $1,500, and that mug have AC, you know, the speedometer work, and have working seat belts. That's all you need. It might have a dent here and there, paint job bad, one of the windows didn't roll up, but that didn't matter when you was young. You know what I mean? Because I've had a few cars from the car auction. I save up, bam, get into whatever. Now I gotta get another one. 2 weeks later, I got a new one. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing to get another car. But anyway, I just went on a tangent about that. It had nothing to do with the story. But dating was bad. Bringing your friends around, another dude pop out the trunk, that's crazy. But yeah, when you young, I was 22, still hanging with my homies. You know what I'm saying? 24, still hanging with the homies. But one thing I stopped doing at that age, I stopped bringing women around my homies, because homies was being grimy, trying to sleep with your girl, all that type of shit. So I wouldn't do that. But in this case, she had to worry about the homies sleeping with the homies. These niggas was wild. It was a bad night at college, bruh. Hey, man, I've been to prison. It wasn't no bad nights up in there, okay? No bad nights, okay? You can't tell me that you had a bad night in college where you can go out and meet women and you decide to... There's not enough in the world. You lost your mind. You doing too much, bro. This was a wild story. Shout out to Jaylee Sandwich. Definitely she took the time to just not date no more. That was a great idea. Like, it wasn't your time. It wasn't your time. Somebody would have put you in a trick bag. He obviously would have got you pregnant, and you would have been stuck with a weirdo forever. Not just for 18 years, but forever. Because y'all forever will have to deal with each other for whatever reason. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section.